Welcome back to Alpacamade. It's great to see you again.
Good morning, Modern Steaders. Happy first day of spring. It's 6 degrees out here this morning. It's your first day of spring, but it's not our first day of spring here yet, but it's a cold one. Brr. The ducks are out and the chickens are out already this morning enjoying it. We haven't had this cold of weather in 2 to 3 weeks now. I wasn't expecting it to get this cold in the morning. And we got some outside work to do today to get ready for Willow's babies. We're so close, guys. We're so close to being completely ready for Willow's babies. We have a few more days. We have time.
Good morning. That was Lumnah from Lumnah Acres. It's March 19th, 2020, and I'm going to just jam together as much good information for you as possible. So we're going to take a whirlwind tour of some homesteaders and some others to bring you good news. There are a lot of jump cuts in this video today. The creators did jump cuts in theirs, and I'm only taking selected tastes of what their message is to the rest of America and internationally. So let's get right into it with Homesteady, who's giving us our introduction.
Got the rainy day homestead blues. Oh, is that looks sad enough? Should I do it again? Today we're going to talk about a fun rainy day project that you can do, and one that I really encourage doing if you are feeling super worried about, COVID-19 and food running out at the grocery store. We got a really cool homestead project. Everybody can do this. You can do this. If you're at home right now and you're kind of a little bit worried about this virus, and maybe you are laid off from work or you're working from home and so you have a little bit more time on your hands, and you're wishing like, oh man, I wish I had a homestead and I was producing a lot of food, I'd feel so much better right now. Guess what? You can do these projects we're about to start. We are going to start sprouting some sprouts. We're also going to be starting a hydroponic garden. And these are things you can do inside in any spare room. We're going to be setting it up in our sunroom here, but you don't need a sunroom. You can use grow lights, you can use a windowsill. Sprouts actually do better without direct sunlight. So follow along, hashtag sprout with us. We're going to be starting this, and the cool thing about this is you're going to be able to see this every day. In a week's time, you could have fresh greens growing from your homestead, whether that homestead is a 100-acre homestead in the hills somewhere or an apartment building, and you just have a little apartment. That's your homestead. You can start growing.
There you go. There's your first action step. You can sprout seeds, and you don't need a greenhouse to do it. Next up, we're going to go visit Justin Rhodes and the Rhodes family, and right after that, Art and Bree. Their stories go together.
So, do you remember what I said yesterday? It's so interesting. Remember what I said yesterday, how I think I'm making a prediction that food growing interest is going to be of more interest in this, like possible food shortages and stuff. It just makes sense. I'm here checking my member area in the Facebook group, and guess what they asked? Is anyone upping their food production as a result of the current craziness in the world? Yes, these people get it, and actually there are many people. There are many people saying yes to that. Look at that. It's a hot topic, guys. It's a hot topic inside our Facebook group there. Proud of you guys. Proud of you guys. It just makes sense. I mean, it can be less expensive. It's healthier. It's more convenient. Like, that's my grocery store. So it's more convenient, but also it's becoming, more of a sure thing. Like our seeds, our cows, our chickens, they don't really care what's going on in the larger world. They still need to be milked. They're still putting out that milk. They're still giving eggs. They're just doing their thing. Largely unaffected. Unaffected. Not even largely unaffected. Unaffected. Our grocery store keeps on going. So yes, I'm proud of you guys, all you guys, for stepping it up, maybe taking this extra time you have to maybe focus on food growing and getting outside and getting those hands dirty and taking more control of your life.
You know how yesterday I was saying I want to help out during this time as much as I can? Well, one thing I can do is give you guys more content. More content on YouTube. So I'm going to do my best to every weekend. How about that? Normally we vlog Monday through Friday. How about some bonus videos on the weekend? You're probably spending more time at home. Need some more inspiration, motivation, how-to on growing your own food.
How about this weekend? Well, when we went to Texas, we shot a video with Bo and Kelly Brotherton. I haven't put that up yet. Let's get that up this weekend. You don't know what that's about? Guys, they converted one of those sheds into a home. One of those nicer sheds into a home. It was amazing. We got the ultimate tour. Let's give you guys that. That's certainly an affordable way. I think they're debt-free on that. Guys, that's an affordable way to build a house on the homestead property. Maybe I can get the one side of the lane marked before supper. Talking a little close to you there, wasn't I? Sometimes I do that. I go a little close. You're in my bubble. I'm in your bubble. Y'all been out all day, haven't you? You know, geez, they're the troublemakers. Tacos from the land. Chicken tacos. I'm excited about that.
When I sit and think about it, I'm blown away with what they gave us. Whether it's the beauty of those cold, milking mornings together, where they shared their whole life with us. Whether it's the fact that they gave us a beautiful, quiet refuge during a stormy time in our lives, or provided our kids with wonderful playmates for days and days of wonderful play.
Who wants to do a bumper car?
They inspired us to do things we'd never done before.
You got it!
I don't know if I can go in.
You can do it, you can do it! Go down, go down!
I can't, I don't know if I can.
And Bree went from being scared of cold water to being a polar plunge pro.
It feels the same, but I can control myself. Woo! We're record breakers.
We've been so inspired in the past few days over honestly every aspect of our life.
As our time is coming to a close, I just want to say thank you to the Rhodes family for letting us stay with them.
We're actually packing up and leaving.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Hey, little man. Is your happy place?
I get dust.
Running.
I get dust.
You can see the cows. Oh, cool. I like your
Then he
setup.
gets dead serious.
I don't.
That gate behind him
Oh,
opens so he can get in there easy.
It's nice. I like
That's why she.
That is Flossie. Good job. We're gonna miss you, buddy.
I'm up.
We're gonna miss your excitement over all these cows.
I'm up.
Yeah, milking. Have you milked yet? Have you milked at all?
You wanna squeeze this
Do you
cheek?
want to smoke a little?
No.
Are you sure? Yeah. You gotta stand back here. Flossie's gonna come out and go into the stall right there, and then Phyllis is gonna come out and go into the stanchion. You can come out and watch. Step up. Just stand right here. He's running. Here you go.
What? Hi, Josh. Josh. Papa, Josh.
Art and Bree had their own perfect storm last year of things go wrong, and the Rhodes reached out to them, gave them some productive things to do, kept their kids busy and happy. And do you think this little boy is going to want to milk some cows when he grows up? I do. Visit their channels to find out how their stories intertwined. But we have other people to visit, so let's go.
Ducks. Good morning, Ducks. Bernice. How you doing, Bernice? Whole Foods. You think we need to mow the lawn?
Yes. Actually, today might be a good day to mow the lawn. Yeah, we do need to mow the lawn.
I don't really want to mow the lawn. I refuse. But look at that.
I know. Look at this. How high is this? It's almost knee deep.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's knee deep.
This area right here of our property is where we run our meat chickens, so the grass here is 10 times better than the grass over there because they're pooping and they're fertilizing our soil and just making this whole grass area just so much stronger and healthier.
What's growing? Show us.
So this is kale, purple kale, and then there's, I think, a kale seed dropped right here, but there's no onions yet, and then there's no cabbage, and there's Swiss chard, and then, oh, look at this. This is when it grows, and I'm going to transplant it, and I could, and it grow, and I could pick it, seeds for sale. Well, you know.
And I like it with all the fixings.
Yeah.
Whenever I plant something, I want to write it down and then just keep track of it, like what we have growing in the row, so that way when I am in the house, I can take a look at where I have space and grab the seeds that I need. So I'm thinking what I'm doing right now is I'm going to take out these 2 plants of yarrow and that one. That will give me some more room here to grow something else. And then I can gift these to a friend or plant them somewhere else.
Should we broad fork it? Should we broad fork this area?
Yes, because I was doing it by hand with a little tiny shovel. So if we could get a broad fork out here and actually do that. And we don't need to do it too much or too deep. I mean, it's just to kind of loosen up the soil. This soil's not bad at all. So yeah, we could do that.
This is my broad fork that I use. I'm not sure where it's from. I think it's from Johnny C's. My buddy Casey over at Honey Tree Farms gave me it. So, but I like it. You know, there's a bunch of different broad forks that you can buy, but this one does the trick. And what this broad fork does is basically acts like a tiller, which it does minimal tilling because we don't till up our garden. Yes, we did till up our garden initially when we got it going, but now we don't till it at all. And so we use that broad fork to kind of break up the soil. A worm in there. And the idea is you want minimal tillage, so you don't disturb the beneficial insects and worms.
Worms. I could tell you a story about worms and why you love them, but we have to keep going. So let's go visit our next homestead.
A little positivity.
Little positivity.
All this darkness.
Yes, exactly.
All right, we're gonna go finish up the chicken chores, and then I'm gonna get started working. Sorry, I'm out of breath.
So the world is a little crazy right now, and instead of jumping in and talking about certain events going on like everybody else is, we kind of just wanted to do something a little bit different and give people some encouragement and
a little positivity.
Little positivity.
All this darkness.
Yes, exactly. So we wanted to give some people some ideas of things to do and think about in the next, couple weeks as you might be having to stay at home and that kind of thing. First of all, I think now is a good time to pick up some books. Books are always a good thing. Learning is always a good thing. Adding to your knowledge and just kind of sitting here thinking, all right, what do I feel unprepared in? What could I do better? What could we practice more? And pick up books, that go along with that. One of our favorites is Country Living Encyclopedia by Carla Emery.
Oh yeah.
It is a wealth of knowledge.
Lots of information there.
Yes. Also,
it's the homestead go-to.
It is, for sure.
That one was particularly jump cutty, but can you see what I've been saying? All these people have reached out to the rest of us to encourage us, to teach us, but we have to keep going. Let's go visit the smilingest family on the internet, the Stivers.
The kid can win Uno to save his life.
Every time. We played like 10 games in the past 2 days, and he's won every time.
Every time.
Good morning.
Morning.
So we just got done milking. It is bright and early. I'm going to go feed the meat birds on my way out, but I got to go to town like we're not supposed to. However,
No, it's not town.
yeah, it's not town.
Yeah.
It's farm, ag,
Yeah.
stores. We got a lot of rain coming. Our feed is doing well, but we're going to get some more just because we've been shut down like crazy in a lot of places. Now, I don't feel like that they will shut down any kind of ag stuff because farmers can't quit. So we've got to keep moving. All of us do. So our supply chain, I'm praying, will not shut down. However, just be safe. We're not stocking up. We're getting our normal feed a week early. That way we can just have a little extra. So definitely not going to try to take feed away from farmers. And that's one thing you'll learn about farmers. It's not like Walmart and toilet paper. We understand each other. We all know we have to continue to do our thing, and over supplying, or what's the word? It's too early. Getting too much of one thing can hurt another farmer, and that's the last thing any farmer wants to do to each other. So I'm going to take y'all with me to get that. She's going to finish doing the inside chores, and then it's just game on. Yeah. It's Wednesday, so
I'll be here.
Right. But our kind of theme of this video was farmers can't quit, farmers won't quit. Thank a farmer.
Yeah.
It's
Especially now.
I was talking to the Baghdad place like I mentioned earlier, and it's business as usual up there. Animals got to eat, and we've got to provide food for people.
Yeah.
No matter if you're the smallest of scale or the largest of scale, your part matters. We're thanking a lot of people, all of our first responders, everybody in the hospitals, all that stuff. They're doing amazing work keeping people healthy and trying to keep them safe during this time. but farmers feed the people.
That's right. And I think we all have a duty at this point. I am so grateful that years ago we felt the push to do this. It was a hard shove. It felt like it.
Yeah.
I was just, I don't know, something telling us to head in this direction. And I'm thankful we did. I'm thankful that we'll be able to help others. You know, like he said, even on a small scale, we can teach people to garden. We can teach them to grow their own food. It's not just about handing it to them. It's about teaching them so that they can become sustainable themselves. And I think that's where we're all headed. It feels that way. It feels like this is going to be a major shift in the world that we knew 2 months ago.
Yeah, I can definitely see homestead farmer trending up once people can breathe again and people wanting to learn so they don't have to be put in the situation again. Fear. What am I going to eat? What am I going to do? You know, we've talked about it a lot, but we have milk and eggs always on hand and a lot of canned goods that Jen does through our garden. And we give that out. Like we went and dropped some off at my grandparents' house yesterday just so they could stay in. You know, milk and eggs are one of the 2 most important things you can have because you can make so much with it, and it's very good protein with the eggs, and you can survive on that stuff. So it's very important to do. It's very important to share that knowledge. And I just encourage all of you all, if you haven't started, start now. There's no better time than now to do so, and make sure that you're not hoarding it all to yourself. If you have some to spare, give it out to your loved ones so they can stay home and not have to get out.
And use this time to learn too. You know, go visit someone you know that does have a farm. Learn from them. Let them teach you so that you can take that home for your family, and then we can all head towards sustainability.
That's right. Just stay 4 to 6 feet apart.
Yes.
But I think this is where we leave you all today. Hopefully you got a little inspiration. If there's a farmer in your area, if you see a farmer, maybe give him a thank you for the hard work, because he's not stopping. He's not putting himself in the house. He's out in his fields slinging hay, growing next year's hay, planting the garden, feeding the animals, butchering, all the stuff that provides food into all of our bellies. So we love you all. Subscribe if you haven't. Bye.
They are always smiling like that, not just for this video. And I want to take you one more place, to a young man, at least young to me, who is starting over completely. He started over about 2 months ago, moved to a different state all by himself, and is literally building his farmstead from the ground up with his own 2 hands. I've seen a lot of growth in him, and I expect nothing but good things from him. One of the Crockers.
Believe in yourself, but think about others. Treat them the way you like to be treated. Think about if your grandparents or your parents or whoever it may be went to Walmart to go buy some toilet paper and water, but there wasn't any. Wouldn't you feel bad? Wouldn't you want to give your parents or your loved ones some of that? So those are someone else's loved ones. So don't think of yourself. Think of others as well. And this world will be a lot better. So I wanted to apologize for anything that I've said that may have offended anyone as far as all this stuff going around. I am not trying to make light of it. I'm just giving you my point of view of I'm not worried, I'm not scared, because I am young and healthy, and it still can get me, but I'm a big believer in if it's my time to go, it's my time to go.
Well, as long as we've gone this far, we're going back down to Justin Rhodes to visit this lady. This is Grandma. This is Rebecca Rhodes' mother, and quite a few of us are fans of Grandma, even though she doesn't really have much camera time. You do see her pop in and out of the videos from time to time, and she's always helping out with the family. She decided a couple of years ago, a couple of months ago, like maybe 3-4 months ago, that she wanted her own chickens and to do a little gardening again. And I'm not telling any secrets. Grandma is 70, and it's probably a little bit cheeky of me to call her Grandma. I'm a little closer in age to her than Rebecca is. So what I want you to take away from this is that there are a whole bunch of channels who have reached out in the last week, with the exception of this video, which is a couple months older, month older maybe. They've reached out and they have said to you, you've heard it. Watch our channels. Let us teach you. Don't be afraid. Don't hoard things, be kind, be generous, look after each other, look after your neighbors, and let us show you how to stay busy, keep your kids busy, make sure that you have a little extra food for yourselves, even if it's just sprouts on a sandwich for lunch. That's something you can do. And you can do it like me in a little white box. Whenever I say I live in a little white box, I can't teach you how to do the things they're doing because I live in an apartment. But I can sprout. I do have apple cider vinegar that's been brewing for almost a year. You might say to me, well, why are you shouting out so many channels lately? What's in it for you? Well, really nothing, other than knowing that I've pointed you in the direction of homesteaders, hikers, people who will inspire you and motivate you. I moderate for FlexUrbanExploring when he does live chat, and the things I saw last night, people misquoting information about the current situation both here in the United States and worldwide, totally misquoting, taking things out of context, and this is my way of encouraging you to take a deep breath, sit with your family and do some research by watching some really great channels. Maybe you just want somebody to talk to. Come to Flex Urban Exploring on Wednesday nights. It's 8 p.m. in the UK, but it's 4 p.m. in the United States. Come and chat with us. We chat about everything. Very positive community, and the trolls don't have a chance. They get squashed pretty quickly. Nevertheless, reach out to people who are willing to help you, help those you know that need help, chat online with people that you can develop a good rapport with, and most of all, stay 6 feet apart from the ones that you're not related to or not living with. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.